So you said you was at work. What's going on?
Well, I was at work, and everyone was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and how a lot of people.
Hold on, we get to that.
And how
You talking about overthrowing the government? You said something.
Yeah. Well, here I'll tie it in. So they was talking about that and how the All Lives Matter tried to take over the Black Lives movement, right? And what I was saying was they asked me my perception on it.
But check this out. That Black Lives Matter, that shit, at the head of it, the spokesman of it is LGBT. They the spokesman.
All right.
And it's funded by a white man, higher ups of the powers to be. Yeah. So is it really Black Lives Matter? Can it be? If it's funded, if it's funded by the powers to be, can it really be that?
I think it's a way to make money and a way to make people think a certain way.
But
to adjust people's perspective.
But what I noticed with all this shit, the straw to break the camel's back with George Floyd, what I noticed, a lot of other communities and movements is piggybacking off this shit.
That's what they were saying.
A lot of people piggybacking off of it.
And they aren't giving it respect.
Yeah.
They're giving the BLM the dirt and they're spitting the same message.
Yeah.
And they're
why was the cops burning their own vehicles and shit?
Right.
What's going on? Right. Come on, man.
And so they asked for my perspective, and I gave them my perspective. I simply said,
go ahead.
I said, well, I'm not African American, so I can't speak from an African American standpoint. No matter how much I like Lil Wayne, I can't change the color of my skin.
Right.
But what I can say is that they are statistically being murdered.
Right.
Way more than anyone else.
Hey, and look,
and that goes to show that it's a problem within our law system. That our police force,
they being murdered way more.
Our police force is being given the ability to affect humanity on a completely different level. They're being able to control our population, even our
that's part of it.
It's an agenda. It's a whole agenda. They're not for the people. They're an army against the people. They're united against people, not for people.
Right.
And so what we
if the people come together, it is no army in this world bigger than the people.
Right.
And we got to remember, all these armies, they have families that's regular civilians too.
Yep. Who are they going to protect? The president? The president or their family at home.
Exactly.
And what's gonna happen? What's happening is they're talking about well, white people get away with this, and that, and they need to either treat us like that or let us get away with the shit too.
Right.
Charge us with less harsh charges for the same thing, or just let us get away with it too.
Yeah.
And the way I said it was. See, now what you're talking about there isn't a human rights movement. That's an establishment, a change of your establishment. To change your establishment, you have to overthrow the current order because their job is to not change.
Right.
So I say what you're talking about there is overthrowing the government.
And they talking all this shit like it'll take years and years for this shit to change, but we see the Congress and these motherfuckers passing bills and laws overnight. They passed this shit so they could do it overnight if they want to.
Because they all agree on that.
Exactly. They could do it overnight if they want to.
And this was the next thing I said. I said, and the reason why we can't get anything done as civilians, as humanity, as an American economy, we can't change anything for us. All these laws that we want that would make things a lot easier, a lot less tense, can't be passed and aren't being passed quickly because that's how they keep us under control. It's about confusion and deception because they get us to not agree. It's all about that. If we could just have 25% of the population agree on one thing, that bill would pass. One bill, 25% of the population agrees on it, votes on it. That bill would pass and be in office the next year.
But it's still got to go through Congress.
It's still got to go through Congress.
Well, Congress passed it. See, Congress, they bought and paid for it.
Yep. They bought and paid for it.
They in people's pockets,
so
bro.
we can get things done at the state level, but to get like a national level thing done, you're right. We have to get past Congress.
Yeah.
That requires an overthrow. You can't,
right.
You really can't do anything about it. They already put people in there that are so devoted to what they're establishing.
What people then bought and paid for.
We're throwing them the handcuffs and saying, hey, come on, take me.
Right. Real shit.
But you get 25%, and what would so they keep us?
That's half a half.
They keep us
that's
disagreeing.
a lot.
That's all it is. They just keep us
that's
confused.
it.
All these different points of views, and there's really one point of view,
Yeah.
and that's right and wrong. Okay, that's really the one point of view. And if we could get 25% of people to agree on, just 25% of the population agree on, let's overthrow the government. You know, take whatever guns we have, and let's just bust a cap in any motherfucker that don't want to that wants to stop what we're doing. We can do it. 25%. That's all you got to do. But we can't even do that. We can't. That's how big our population is. There's 25% of the American people.
I hear what you're saying.
Is bigger than any army.
But for my platform, I can't put out the violence on here. But I hear what you saying though. I hear what you saying.
You get 25% of the country. We could overthrow it. Have a country that's truly by the people, for the people, and make a police force that's truly for the peace amongst people.
Yeah, that's real, man. That's real,
my real
bro.
point of view. That's how I said it, and they was like, "Yeah, I feel it."
Definitely. That's real, brother.
You ain't talk about a civil rights movement. You talk about an overthrow.
An overthrow.
You talking about an overthrow? That's a complete reestablish. You got to reestablish what is already
totally
established.
gutted. Drain the swamp.
You got to drain the swamp. You got to redo that shit.
It's a lot of shit in that. It's a lot of shit in that swamp.
We gonna be like, that was some racist shit right there. We gotta take that shit.
We gotta pull that plug. We gotta pull that plug out that swamp. Shit, it's a lot of shit at the bottom of that swamp.
There's a lot of gators. We gonna find a lot of gators.